Hi guys, welcome back again for another. Listen, at this point, this consistency. I don't know who Sscope is. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on. Do you know what I mean? But listen, it's Fatah.
This is just you lot can never ever say we're not consistent no more.
Never all the time.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're
Week
back.
after week.
Listen, week after week, man. Week after week. We're back for another one, and today is a very interesting one. Today, if a single person, on this couch can tell me what this stuff means and what this stuff is, I promise you, I don't even know what to say, bro. Let's just say it's unlikely.
What do you mean? Hit us.
Especially you, bro. Especially you. Alright, so basically, we want to talk about emotional intelligence.
What's that?
Emotional intelligence. I know you man understood the you know what I mean, the second part of that. The first part you might have a little bit of misunderstanding.
I know what the emotion is. I know what the intelligence is.
Separately.
Separate, yeah. Together, it's not making sense.
Really, I don't understand.
At least you understand emotions. Certain people, they don't even understand emotions.
Emotions like anger, right?
Angry.
I'm hungry. Hungry is that emotion? Hungry is emotion too, right?
Angry, yeah.
Hungry.
I want to sleep.
So basically, obviously, emotional intelligence and why, even though obviously we don't like it clearly, why is it important and why is it that men seem to like this? First of all, you know, before we even get to that, what is emotional intelligence? Well, there's three doctors right here, fam. I beg you, why don't you tell me what emotional, what EQ? What's EQ, bro? What's emotional intelligence?
Is that what it's done? EQ?
That's what it's not.
I have
Well,
to-
actually, I think EQ stands for
I know
emotional
it.
quotient.
I know it, but I will humbly delegate to my friend Jibril. Because he knows it better. Yeah.
The Honourable Dr. Jibril,
Yeah.
please
Yes,
take it away.
I gave it to you, man.
Listen.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence.
Yeah. What is it?
Hold on, let me Google it. Listen. I know a little bit.
Yeah.
It's intelligence. Let me just Google it. Hold on. Is the capability of individuals to recognize
Capability is a big word, man.
to recognize their own emotions, those of others,
Other.
and discern between different feelings and label them appropriately.
Discern is another big word.
I haven't heard that since GCSE.
Basically,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
basically,
I'm not gonna lie
is
to you.
you know which emotions are which. You get me?
Ah.
You know, like red
Yes.
and burgundy
Yes.
and different shades,
Yeah.
different emotions,
Yes.
like anger, frustration, annoyance, and different shades of different emotions.
man.
Patience, you
Yeah.
tell them how you feeling today.
Yeah.
Are you more the red,
Yes.
the yellow,
Yeah.
or the green?
From 1 to 10.
From 1 to 10. What colour are you feeling?
Yeah.
So,
A little bit of a 2-minute research there. You get me?
Yeah,
Makes sense.
obviously.
Get me, a little bit of statistics.
I had an idea. I knew what it was a little bit. I just had
But
to,
you wanted to give us the formal
I
definition.
just had to, and get my full marks on that.
So now that we've got the formal definition, why do we think the stuff that Jibril just said? Obviously, I understand what that means, but like, the stuff that you said, why is that important? Why do you think it's important?
for us guys, we feel a certain way, and because we bottle it in, this whole like concept is alien to us. Do you know what I mean? For I think for females, they will feel a certain way, and then let's say between like a man and a woman, they will feel a certain way, and they will act based on that, and we will say things that are not appropriate for that time because that's how you deal with it between guys.
Yeah.
Do you get it? You will say things or joke in a certain moment which will put you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
You get it? But for them, it's like you need to know when you need to say something, when you need to shut up, when is the right moment, when it's not the right moment.
Yeah.
And I think for us guys, it's very difficult. Do you know what I mean? Because I think, you know...
I don't think it's difficult. It's just you gotta put a lot of energy into it, man.
Is that not
You
difficult,
gotta be asked for it.
Is
man.
that not difficult, bro?
You gotta be asked for it.
Is that not difficult, fam?
No, but it's like no. If I want to,
Yeah, but is that not difficult?
okay.
It is difficult.
It's very difficult.
Well, I've always said men have feelings, but bro, it's
draining,
It's
isn't it?
draining to all the time feel bad or like think, oh, I'm happy now. like it's a very weird thing to say, right?
Yeah.
Just be happy, right? And if you're sad, just be sad, right? But I think I've always meant like I think men feel more than women.
That's interesting.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
Nice.
But I think the reason that we have we don't like those feelings. That's why we like
Shut them away.
repress it,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
And because that we feel more, it hurts us even more. So we don't like that it hurts even more, right? And
It's like a cycle, basically.
yeah, it's an
Positive
evil circle. What's it called? Like evil circle. What's it called?
Cycle.
Vicious cycle.
Vicious circle. Yeah. And like if you see a lot of if you watch like a lot of statistics, right? And for some people that we don't have that as much as other people have, but rate of suicide
Yeah.
and a lot of drug addiction, and well, it's more in men, right? And maybe it's because we don't learn it how to cope with it. Maybe we cope with it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Maybe actually it's even more damaging to a man. Maybe, right?
Of course.
And so I think that yes, we have to teach young men or like young boys how to deal with their feelings, but I don't think that we have to deal them in how women deal with them. You understand? I think we should deal with them like how men should deal with them, and like men, people have been around for 1,000 years, man. Men have been having feelings, so they have to have some way of dealing with it,
Mechanism,
right? Yeah,
basically.
mechanism of dealing with it. Maybe we should find that mechanism inside of us, and then maybe like use it more and teach the younger boys that until they do something bad, or like before they do something bad, or they hurt themselves or hurt other people.
But don't you think, like you said, women deal with it better than we do? I know you said you don't want to use their
Yeah.
methods, but
Yeah.
clearly they know how to. They've been in this business, innit? They've dealt with it well. You can take some tips.
Yeah,
No?
but
Yeah,
of
but
course,
I think it's
but
all-
of course, man. Of course, it's true. We can take a lot of things from
Yeah.
people that are better than us,
Mm.
but it worked for them, right? For example, like when I'm angry, right, or I'm like sad, I don't like to talk about it at all, right? So if you come to me and say you have to talk about it, like it just makes me more angry, right? Yeah,
How do you deal with it, for example?
like I'm a quiet person.
Mm.
Like I go now, sit by myself, and I talk to myself about it.
Oh, okay.
So if
And that works for you, yeah?
that worked for me,
Mm.
but it took me a long time to get to that place.
Mm.
I say, okay, when I was younger, I was very angry. Like I was like when I'm getting angry, I got very angry,
Mm.
right? And so I had to deal with that,
Mm.
right, in my own way, right? But alhamdulillah, I had parents, I had brothers that helped me with this, or friends that helped me with this.
Mm.
Like I wasn't alone. Of course, I had people. I saw other people that like how they dealt with it,
Yeah.
and
Can I ask you about
yeah.
two questions? First of all, what was the process of learning how to deal with it? And second question, you said it took you a long time to get to the stage now where
I
you...
think I'm doing it.
Oh, you're still doing it? Yeah, but
Yeah.
it took you a long time to reach where you are now.
Yeah, of
Where,
course.
where you're able to kind of process your emotions more healthily
Yeah.
and understand for yourself what you need
Yes.
to process your emotions, yeah?
Yes,
So the second question there is, what do you think, with the power of hindsight now,
Yeah.
what do you think could have happened or can be done to make that process shorter?
First of all, alhamdulillah, my parents helped me very much with this.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm sad, like my mom used to talk to me in a certain way, or my dad talked to me in a certain way. Like he used to take me for walks, for example, and it just calms me down. Like, right? He never told me why you're angry. He told me, he said like, yeah, just like it's okay, right? Like it's maybe like they did it. It actually worked for me, right? But I don't think it's like a manual of these things. I think that everybody has his own way of dealing with their feelings, right? And not only anger, like sometimes you are heartbroken, for example, right? Someone that you couldn't get or someone that you love, right? It always depends on the situation. But for example, like the anger issue, right? I matured, right? In the end, right? I became older. I saw like you come in a fight, right? And then you see the problem of having those feelings, and you know that that's not the right way of doing it. But alhamdulillah, I didn't have a very bad episode to tell me that. Like I had some smaller episode that, oh yeah, then I thought about it, right? I had also my intelligence to tell me that, well, sometimes your feelings are wrong, right? Or they should be dealt in another way. And how can I shorten that period? And I don't know, maybe having more male, more manly, what's it called, male role models. Yeah. And to talk about and like give you more advice and
mentors as well.
yeah, and also I think that don't talk like talking when you're angry, like talk like when you're having like a normal conversation, right? To talk about something else, like not always talk about football like that, right? Just talk about like scenarios, for example, right? Or what would you if you do that, and like make up some scenarios, and then when you are in that scenario, you have those thoughts behind you in the back of your head. So I think like just talk about it not at that period, but in another time, like maybe in school or maybe in another settings, for example, like a football club or after school club, for example, like that. I think that. Yeah.
I love that. So those two things were basically your parents talk to you in a way
another
that.
thing I forgot.
Yeah.
Don't problemize it.
Okay.
Right? Like, if you feel angry or you feel heartbroken, you feel sad, it's not wrong, right? It's not your fault. Allah made you like that, right? It's not like you woke up and said, I want to have these feelings, right? It's nothing wrong with you, but it's something wrong with you if you act on it in a very bad way, right? Because your action, look, your feelings are not wrong, but what you do about them can be wrong, can be right.
You can control your actions.
Yeah, if you can control your actions, right? So don't be sad about it. Don't be depressed about it. Don't put too much in it, right? But put much into how you deal with them. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Bro, that's beautiful, especially those 2 points about how our parents, the way, at least speaking for myself, the way they engage with us growing up is in a very hierarchical way. Do you know what I mean? I'm the parent, you're the son or daughter. What I say goes, and
whatever you tell them will be used against you.
That's
enough.
That's the key thing. That doesn't create the kind of environment where you feel like you can be honest about what you're feeling. You're on your tippy toes. You know what I mean? You're walking on eggshells. But the fact that your parents validated your feelings, didn't punish you for your feelings, and actually tried to create an environment where they either talk to you or took you away from how you were feeling and actually engage you. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing, and you know what I mean. You're very
not a lot of people have that.
100%. And I think that's something that with our generation we can really take on board because it ties in what you said about we shouldn't problemize these feelings, right? And you can't get better if you don't create a kind of environment where someone can get better. You know what I mean? So I love
it was instilled from early on, like why are you crying? Boys don't cry. That's you're already thinking, right? Okay, cool. This internal feeling that I got makes me sad, makes me tear up. There's something wrong with me. Only girls cry, boys don't cry. Then if you cry, then you feel worse about yourself, and you just keep spiraling down, further and further. Those kind of when he said problemize, then that's what basically came to mind.
Go through the emotions, I think, basically, because like Jibril said, a lot of the time you get stigmatized for feeling. People talk about expressing your feelings, showing your emotions, whatever. But at the same time, even till today, like it hasn't changed. Like if a guy expresses his feelings or emotions or how he's feeling, whether he's feeling sad, angry, blah blah, people be like, emotional guy,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they will be like, oh, this guy's emotional, So they will use the fact that you have opened yourself up against you.
Yeah, man.
And men, one thing they hate is being vulnerable.
Yes.
You understand?
We don't like that.
We don't like that.
Yeah.
We don't like being cornered.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You want to be 3 steps ahead always.
Yeah.
So if whatever comes out of your mouth will be used against you, they won't do it no more. Like they will do. I think every guy has gone through a stage where they spoke about a certain feeling, whether it's happy, sad, frustrated, angry, whatever, and it has, it bit them. Do you know what I mean? It came back to bite them.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know what? No.
I'm just keeping
Mental no is never going. But it's very important what Liban said in terms of freedom of expression, in terms of the household you come from. I think your parents know you the best.
Yeah.
Do you get it? They know when you're really angry, when you're sad, what triggers you, stuff like that. I always used to hate when someone accused me of something I haven't done.
Yeah.
Do you get it? If I've done something, I might own up to it. I did do it, and you wait for the consequences, and you're not sad after you get, whether you get grounded, you get beat up, whatever. You don't really care because you know I deserved it deep down. You get it? However, whether you tear up, whether you don't tear up,
You take it.
you take it. You understand? But when you get accused of something you haven't done, bro, there was nothing in this world I hated more than that. Till today.
I agree
You
with you.
understand?
I hate that.
You know what I mean? I did, bro. Any kind of injustice for me was something that just, you know, a lot of things I'm pretty flexible with, but that's my red line.
Yeah.
So if I feel like there's injustice happening against me or someone else, that's what switches for me. Do you know what I mean? And that's caused problems for me. Don't see that whole, like, you know, with my dad. The funny thing is, I'm the eldest, and we haven't really butted heads a lot, me and my dad. Yeah, but the few times I remember that there were flare-ups between us, or when I remember being actually, you know, responding back or standing my ground, will be times when I thought like there was injustice made against me, whether it's teacher or a situation or even him.
Or some uncle snitching saying you've been in a situation
that I was not in, bro.
that you were not
I
in.
promise you, I was not in that.
I'm not that stupid to be in a situation like that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my god. Do you know what I mean? This is a podcast for another day, but them stories there. You know them uncles and aunts. Listen, it's one thing to have a snitch. It's another thing for them to come up with lies, bro.
So, man, do you want to tell your story?
Listen, that's another time, bro.
That's another time.
That's another time.
You know, tying in with the whole vulnerability, men don't want to be vulnerable. And there's been an experience where basically they've either opened up and it's being used against them. It ties in with the emotional intelligence because what you need then is like a safe space. So like Liban explained that, you know, his parents, mashallah, in his household, they gave him that safe space way for him to express himself. Other environments like that sort of need to be created, and you need to have it's a hikmah, it's a knowledge. That's what we call it, intelligence. It's a wisdom and how to, like, you know, okay, they've come with this issue, how best to approach them, how best to reply to them, how best to respond to that, and make them feel like they need to express that in that environment. It's a whole subject that needs to be, like, we need to educate ourselves upon it to get it. It's like I said, you know what I mean, being vulnerable, it's like all of a sudden all your defenses are down, and we talk about women having, like, you know, a guard up against men and stuff like that, and you know what I mean, and justified. But even us, lot, we have our guard up all the time with anyone, with our friends, with the public, with our peers. It's always there. You never really want to show your true self because you feel like, you know what, if someone, because if someone says something about that, you're gonna feel a type of way that, you know what I mean, you don't want to get into that. So,
and it takes a while to get comfortable with yourself, with your emotions, and like Liman said, you mature. You mature, you learn, you understand, and you have that safe space with certain friends. Now that we're older, we have friends.
I agree with you.
We can sit down today and talk about emotions, and it's fine because it's a safe space. You know what I mean? Like, but when I was in high school, bro, you couldn't. If you spoke to Manda, it was like, you might have had one friend that you can talk to. But if you're lucky, but you could never sit in a group, and it's very hard today. If you leave this environment and you go outside and you sit down with a group of guys, to sit down and say, guys, how we feeling today? What are you on about, man?
Feeling?
What are you on about?
Do you know what's mad, on that point? What I realized is a lot of guys, even within their intimate friendship groups, even then, they don't really talk about the shit they're going through. Like, you don't even need to tell someone, yo, how you feeling today, to be able to talk about, you know, whatever you're going through, or something difficult that you're going through, or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean?
Or just general advice.
Just general advice, but a lot of guys, even them close friendship groups, they'll just use it for banter, for general banter. They won't go deeper beyond the surface.
Superficial conversation.
100%. Even though each one of them is going through their own thing, and one conversation, bruv, can be the key. One conversation can be something that
no one wants to drop the guard.
No one wants to drop the guard. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to be the first person to do it.
If they do it, one guy, yo, you going through something in your life, bruv. What is going on with you?
You know, Salman, in my experience, men or boys that are very like, oh, we don't do that, we don't do, like, you know, they have that kind of attitude about them, are actually the most stupidest or the most weakest of men. Like I haven't seen, like, if
He's
you
overcompensating
yes,
for something, yeah?
yes, he's overcompensating about something, and that person maybe, you know, some people don't have any, like, it's like this is empty here. It's nothing, right? It's literally it's nothing. Like that person has no personality at all, right? Like how can a person like dictate to you what you're gonna feel? It's not possible, right? Okay, we don't live in a vacuum. We don't grow up in a vacuum. I understand that, right? But there is something about you. There's something essence in you that is you, right? That like this is Liban, this is Salman, like this is like that's Jibril, right? If you don't have that, then something is wrong with you, right? If you're willing to lose that kind of essence, to have like people like you, or you're afraid of people, then you've already lost it, right? Like you're already a loser, right? But so I think, and other thing like about the friends, right? Man, a lot of people in this time, they don't know how to make friends. They don't know how to behave with their friends.
Yeah.
They don't know how, like, you know, the act of the lone wolf, I don't have any friends attitude has ruined a lot of
people.
them.
Have a small circle.
Yeah, like we have a small circle. Man, I remember my dad told me, like, he told me that a man's friend, like, Rajul's kunuz, like, you know, it's Arabic, he said, treasure of a man is his friends. A man's biggest treasure is his friends. Like, if you don't have any friends, bro, you don't have anything, right? Like, but the thing is, like, people are a bit like, we have a tight circle, I keep my circle small. Man, I have friends all over the world, man. I love them, right? It's like
some are closer than others.
Yeah, but still, I am friends with them, right? I understand that. But if I go to like Birmingham, I have friends. I have London, I have friends. I go to Norway, I have friends. If I go back to Somalia, I have friends. Bro, I have friends, right? So you need to like learn how to behave with people, right? You need to learn to appreciate other people, right? Because how you like behave to other people is also the way you behave to yourself,
100%.
right? If you are an angry person, that means also you're angry with yourself, right?
The vibe you
Yeah,
give
the
off.
vibe, yeah. Like when you, like we have a saying in Somali, right? It's called. It said, "Afhan aqsan, minkum alintu arkub diba." It means, like an angry face or angry mouth, it bothers the person that look at it in the daytime, and in the nighttime it bothers the one that has that face.
When you think about it,
Yeah, because he still had that anger inside himself, right? So
it eats you as well.
It eats you as well, right? So a person that have no friends, I don't understand. Like okay, you don't have like 100 friends, but you have to have some people that you talk to.
That's
right?
safe zone again.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
it's first and foremost the
It
reason
helps
why
you.
a lot of guys are struggling with emotional intelligence is because first and foremost they
don't
can't
have innovation.
express
They're not
their own,
innovation.
or they haven't like come to terms with their emotions
Yeah.
first.
They don't understand their own emotions.
Step number one.
Yeah.
How are you gonna understand someone else's feelings and emotions if you haven't gotten to understand yours?
Because you need training. Everything in the world is training, right?
Yeah.
You know, like when you were in primary school, right? And you went to like, you guys have like secondary here or college, right? It's the settings is changed, right? And when you go from college or high school, and you know, Salman, in my experience, men or boys that are very like, oh, we don't do that, we don't do, like, you know, they have that kind of attitude about them, are actually the most stupidest or the most weakest of men. Like I haven't seen, like, if
He's
you
overcompensating for something, yeah?
yes, he's overcompensating about something, and that person maybe, you know, some people don't have any, like, it's like this is empty here. It's nothing, right? It's literally it's nothing. Like that person has no personality at all, right? Like how can a person like dictate to you what you're gonna feel? It's not possible, right? Okay, we don't live in a vacuum. We don't grow up in a vacuum. I understand that, right? But there is something about you. There's something essence in you that is you, right? that like this is Liban, this is Salman, like this is like that's Jibril, right? If you don't have that, then something is wrong with you, right? If you're willing to lose that kind of essence, to have like people like you, or you're afraid of people, then you've already lost it, right? Like you're already a loser, right? But so I think, and other thing like about the friends, right? Man, a lot of people in this time, they don't know how to make friends. They don't know how to behave with their friends.
Yeah.
They don't know how, like, you know, the act of the lone wolf, I don't have any friends attitude has ruined a lot of
people.
people.
Have a small circle.
Yeah, like we have a small circle. Man, I remember my dad told me, like, he told me that a man's friend, like, Rajul's Kunuz, like, you know, it's Arabic, he said, treasure of a man is his friends. A man's biggest treasure is his friends. Like, if you don't have any friends, bro, you don't have anything, right? Like, but the thing is, like, people are a bit like we have a tight circle, I keep my circle small. Man, I have friends all over the world, man. I love them, right? It's like
some are closer than others.
Yeah, but still, I am friends with them, right? I understand that. But if I go to like Birmingham, I have friends. I have London, I have friends. I go to nowhere, I have friends. If I go back to someone, I have friends. Bro, I have friends, right? So you need to like learn how to behave with people, right? You need to learn to appreciate other people, right? Because how you like behave to other people is also the way you behave to yourself,
100%.
right? If you are an angry person, that means also you're angry with yourself, right?
The vibe.
Yeah. Like when you, like we have a saying in Somali, right? It's called. It said, "Afhan aqsan, minkum alintu arkub diba, habeenkii ninku ku yaal diba." It means, like an angry face or angry mouth, it bothers the person that look at it in the daytime, and in the nighttime it bothers the one that has that face.
When you think about it,
Yeah, because he still had that anger inside himself, right?
Yeah.
So
it eats you as well.
it eats you as well, right? So a person that have no friends, I don't understand. Like okay, don't have like 100 friends, but you have to have some people that you talk to.
That's
right?
safe zone again.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
it's first and foremost the
It
reason
helps
why
you,
a lot of guys are struggling with emotional intelligence is because first and foremost they
don't
can't
have innovation.
express
They're not
their own,
innovation.
or they haven't like come to terms with their emotions
Yeah.
first.
They don't understand their own emotions.
Step number one.
Yeah.
How are you gonna understand someone else's feelings and emotions if you haven't gotten to understand yours?
Because you need training. Everything in the world is training, right?
Yeah.
You know, like when you were in primary school, right? And you went to like you guys have like secondary here or college, right? The settings is changed, right? And when you go from college or high school, and when you go to uni or abroad, right? You go to a setting that you've never been before, right?
Yep.
And then you see every type of person, right? I think you have that kind of experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You see people that actually are crazy, right? And then you see people that are like miskin. You also see people that are like normal people, and then you see people that are like you, and people that, and then you're forced to act with those people, right? By learning, staying with different kind of people, you learn how to behave in life, right? Then, because some people have more, some people are more expressed in some feelings, right? Other people have like those feelings are not expressed. So by acting with those people, by being with those people, by like having problems, solving those problems, you are learning through living, right?
How to deal with people.
How to deal with people,
how to,
right?
feel.
So you should try to have new friends. You should try to like go out of your comfort zone to learn people. Like don't sit around and like I don't need anybody. Of course you need people, man. You're not. We are like people need. We are a herd. Like we're social creatures. Yeah. So everything is learning, man. Everything is like by experience. You have to do something about it.
And that's how I always look at it, because I think if you have a lot of sisters, you're more intact with your emotions, because at home you see different emotions to a household with just guys in it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? different emotions. They act differently. So one day they're happy with you, another day they're beefing you for something that you don't know what it's about, and it's that every day is something new. Training, bro. Home training at home.
I like you, man.
It's training.
It is training.
I'm gonna need a training. My house is only me and my brothers, so it's just one type of behavior, one type of thinking, one type of speaking, one type of everything is just black and white.
That scenario, right? That taught you how to live with men, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you see people like a lot of men that didn't grow with men, only a female in the house, right? When they meet you, for example, right? Yeah. You will have a clash.
Completely different two people.
You will understand. Even he is a man, right? But he has like learned to behave in a certain scenario, right?
Well, two different extremes, basically.
But the thing is, like, you can actually learn from him, right?
Yeah.
And he can actually learn from you, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, man, like, there are some people like when I'm like angry about something or I'm angry at the other person, right? Like some of my friends will tell you, oh, he didn't mean like that, he meant like that. And I was like, what do you mean like that? Oh yeah, when he says that, he means like that. And then you become like, oh, that's what he meant, right? Like he didn't mean like actually like he hates me or he just want to be like annoying with me, right? That's how he is, right? So you can learn from other people. Like it's very nice to have different kind of people.
Yeah, but you have to like take that initiative step and be like,
of course,
I need to,
go out of your comfort zone.
A lot of us don't even think about that. Don't even feel like we need to take that step. You get it? Like this is how I behave with people. If they don't like it, they don't like it. They don't like it. You get it?
And you know how it affects you? Basically, how we communicate as men and how females communicate is completely different. So if, let's say, you're in a marriage or a relationship, whatever, like, you will see a lot of guys saying, bro, you'll be like, yo, how's life, bro, man? It's like, wait, what shit? You're basically my wife.
Yeah.
Bro, she's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
You know? It's because she's ranting about something.
Yes.
You're looking at her, you're not hearing what she's saying.
No.
You're saying, why is she shouting?
Yeah. Why is she angry at me?
Why is she angry at me, but she's not angry at you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what you're looking at, the face value, this woman's lost it, man.
Basically, you're looking at different things.
Yeah. But if you understood each other where you're coming from, if you understood the page she's on, then life would have been so simple. But we don't. We don't look at it that way. And that's emotional intelligence. They're the kind of scenarios that will help you.
I think it's Abu Hanifa or Imam Ahmed bin Hanbal. He said that his wife, like they were married for 40 years, and when she died, he said, we've been married for that long and we've never been angry with each other. And then people were like, how's that possible? And he said, when she was angry, I didn't get angry. And when I was angry, she didn't get angry. So basically, they understood each other, right? They were that like
hot and cold.
Yes, they're hot and cold, right?
Balance
to each other, right? And you know, you're supposed to be with your other significant other, right? You're supposed to be like, again, a safe space for each other, right? If you can't understand the person that's lying beside you, who would you understand? You understand? And then the other thing is, are you willing to understand that person? You have to have the willingness to do something, right? And if you come every time to your friends or your bros and you tell, I don't understand my woman, well then bro, you should say that to her maybe. I don't understand you. Like, is that right? Why are you asking your friend, right? Okay, maybe he can give you advice. I understand that. But if it becomes like recurrent all the time,
you're not communicating.
Then
you're talking to the wrong person.
You're talking to the wrong person.
Communication about the wrong person.
The wrong person.
Communication is a whole other.
Communication, like we have to you know, we say that as well. Like a married couple, it's like enemies sleeping together. You know, but okay, it's true sometimes, but not all the time. You know, she's supposed to be your friend. She's supposed to be your not friend, but you know, your companion is a better word, I think so, right? And you're supposed to live through this life, like what's the Quran, like rahmah and when Allah made men for like rahmah and mercy for each other, right? You know, He made each other for like rahmah and mercy and I don't have it. Anyway, it's like you're made not to hate each other, but you're made for loving each other, right? And showing like kindness to each other, right? And I have to tell you, okay, we're talking generally now, right? I understand that, but you have to put in work in your life, or in your marriage, in your everything.
In general.
In general, yeah.
Anything worth having, you have to work for.
Yes, you have to work for it, yeah.
Right.
You have to understand that person. You're not that person. Stop projecting your feelings on the other person. Let them talk. Let her talk. Let him talk. Right, and then you just accept.
Creatures,
yeah.
So you don't have to. The thing is for us men, when someone comes to you with a problem, we need to solve that problem.
Yeah.
You understand? Like you think, you know what, blah blah. But you could have just done this.
Yeah.
And now she's getting more pissed.
Yeah.
Now she's shifted her anger from whatever it was to you. And you're thinking,
now you're the problem. 1976, you did this.
Yeah.
1977,
Because she's angry. Because she feels that you don't care about what she's saying.
What she's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
you understand? And what she's saying is, now you're coming with solutions or you come with answers.
But I didn't come for you to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wants you to listen,
Yes.
and also,
Yes.
like she wants you. You're saying blah blah. You're thinking, sometimes she's angry, but she's attacking you. But you're saying, like you can joke with someone today, like your sister, for example. You can joke with her today, right? She is dying laughing.
Yes.
Tomorrow, you make the same joke, she's pissed.
Yes.
She's angry at you for making the same joke. But you're like, you laugh. She's like, what? This is how I feel today.
Yes.
And that's what we don't understand. These guys have lost the plot. Man.
Yeah.
That's how men look at each other like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah.
well, I can't understand that.
How can you
But
guys
just
do it?
accept it.
Yes, yeah.
Because they feel a certain way yesterday, and today they feel different.
Yes.
And it's for you to accept that, okay,
You
so
not
that's
the
how
same.
you feel now.
Yeah.
For us men, it's like,
Yes.
if today you come with this book,
Tomorrow what you're saying.
yeah, we're creatures of habit. That's what we are, innit?
Yeah.
you know, the thing is,
I like the things I liked when I was young, man. Still now I like it.
100%. No, I think what men forget
Yeah.
is, in order to understand, you don't need to feel the same way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Understanding doesn't mean you have to really understand. Understanding
Accept.
means accepting.
Acceptance, yeah.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
I feel like accept is like, okay, the universe is endless. I can't fathom it, but I know it's like that. I just accept it. Can't really
No,
understand.
but what about if you feel like the universe is endless? That's fine.
But that's me accepting that you think something else.
Yeah, that's how you feel, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, the thing is, bro, when you
Okay, then I understand
And
that
it's
you.
not endless, man. That's
Universe.
Just to put it in.
But that's me saying. I lost the point now.
But basically, you're saying that you understand something doesn't mean you agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
You accept.
Yes.
Yani, today I'm angry.
Yes. I accept you. That's what
Accept. Okay, that you're angry today because of this. It is. I could maybe be part of the problem.
Yes.
I apologize.
Yes.
In your head, to think this person has lost the plot.
Yeah.
but it's not for you.
Yeah.
I feel like accept is like, okay, the universe is endless. I can't fathom it, but I know it's like that.
Yeah.
I just accepted it. I can't really understand.
No, but
Yeah.
what about if you feel like the universe is endless? That's fine.
But that's me accepting that you think something else.
Yeah, that's that's how you feel, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, the thing is, bro, when
Okay,
you
then I understand
But
that
it's
you.
not endless, man. That's
Universe.
yeah.
Just to put it.
Yeah. But that's me saying. I lost the point now.
No, but basically, you're saying that you understand something doesn't mean you agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
You accept.
Yes.
Yani, today I'm angry.
Yes. I accept you that you're
Accept.
angry.
Okay, that you're angry today because of this. It is. I could maybe be part of the problem.
Yes.
I apologize.
Yes.
In your head, to think this person has lost the plot.
Yeah.
But
Do you know?
it's not for you to understand. It's
How
for you
you
to
feel.
accept.
That's what I'm trying to discern.
Yeah.
That's what you have to
Concern, accepting and understanding.
Because okay, when I say understand, I'm not saying that you have to go into the person and understand where they're coming
Understand the
from,
mechanism.
understand the mechanism,
Yeah.
and because for men, for them to understand, it has to make sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Logic.
We think in a very logical,
Yeah.
process-driven way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 1 + 1 = 2. I understand that process because what happens? You bring one thing, you bring another thing that equals 2.
Yes.
I understand the process,
Yeah.
therefore I understand the answer.
Concept.
Yeah, and the concept.
And
Yeah.
if you're
Well-
feeling 2, then that means I have to see 1 plus 1.
I have to understand that.
Yeah, I have to look back and be like, oh yeah. 1
Okay,
plus
so
1.
that's why you're there.
That's why you're there.
But it's not gonna be 1 plus 1.
There's no working.
It's not working like that.
It's not working out.
Do you know what I mean?
Well,
They're working out.
Yeah.
We're not still working
One
out.
plus
Yeah.
one came there.
I'm not gonna lie to you,
and
bro.
then equal is like a radical 2. Now, what I got from Wait, that camera.
You have to just accept the answer. 2.
You have to accept it.
Yeah.
Just 2.
Because you need to understand. See, the thing is, for a period of time, I used to think to myself, I'll understand it, but in my mind, I think you're nuts, bro. You're mad.
Yeah.
But even that's problematic, bro. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Because what you're doing there, bro, is you're kind of pandering.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? You're not really respecting the person by
I agree
doing
with
that.
you.
Really.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what you need to do, bro, is you need to, and this is difficult.
Yes.
You need to really internalize, that this person feeling this way or having these opinions or thoughts, whatever it is, doesn't make him any less than you.
Yes. That's true. Yeah.
It's just different.
Yes.
And it's
Because
valid.
and it's completely valid.
Yeah.
And that's very difficult to reach that conclusion, but because you're looking at something diametrically opposed to you. And we've grown up to understand things in a very polemic and polarized way.
Black and
If
white.
something's very different to you,
Yeah.
that
It's wrong.
it's wrong.
Yeah. And that's wrong.
And that's not the case.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Just because it's very different to you, to how you think, to how you understand things, to how you function, doesn't make them any less
Then you-
right than you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's a process, bro.
That is.
And that's not just a switch that happens.
Yeah.
That's an ongoing thing, bro. You don't want to say love is a decision you make every single day. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah.
Liban and I we were talking about, like, I remember I put something on my story about, I think, speaking Somali language or whatever, blah blah. And there's this individual that put, why would I learn something? It was whether you would learn Somali or not. And someone replied, and I put their reply back up on my story. And they were like, why would I learn Somali? It's the most useless language. Like, what? Why do I ever need this? So this guy comes into it, replies to that. He's like, why didn't he say anything, man? Like, how can you... Basically, I replied back to her saying, all right.
Thank you.
No. I said, for real. No, what was it that I said? I said, like, fair enough. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I said, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
This guy said, what do you mean fair enough, bro? Where's your counter arguments for that? Do you know what I mean? I was like, bro, man. Yeah, I mean, when someone has that kind
she
of...
triggered me, man.
And then I was like, bro, if she already has
Those feelings.
those feelings and that strong opinion about something, why am I changing her opinion?
Yeah. Why? Yeah, that's true. Why should you change it? Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
I'm for the people that sitting on the fence.
Yes.
You understand? Like,
Yeah.
If you made a man up, you made a man up.
wallahi, do you know what I mean? Go dance with that decision and the mindset. That's you. Do you know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
But for the people that sit on the fence, yeah.
Another thing is that it's not like all the time we say, oh, women are like this, or like women say men are like that. But the thing is, okay, there's some characteristics generally that men have as a group, and then women has a group, but they're not a monolith,
100%.
100%.
right?
100%.
Two like sisters can have a totally different personality, right? And twins have different personalities
Yeah.
sometimes, right? And so you should, and a lot of people like to listen to or read books about stuff. Okay, yeah, it's a lot of information there, yeah. But the best thing is the person talk to the other person, like ask them question. Why do you think that? Why it's like that? What, like by understanding the other person takes time. You need maybe, for example, to have gone through something. For example, like say, man, I don't know if you're like courageous person, right? But if you go to a war, right? Maybe you're the most chicken person. I don't know. Maybe you're the most courageous people. That's the situation we are in now, right? Cannot prove everything that you say, right? But we have to understand each other and ask each other and like experience each other every day, right? For example, like that's why people should like talk to each other in a longer time. For example, if you are like talk to a girl, right? Like don't just jump in it, right?
What is this thing they talk about now? Like deep conversations. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes,
Like,
you need
the
to-
deep probing
yes.
questions. Really
Yeah.
understand who they
Yes.
are, bro. Yeah.
The thing is that maybe there's something that you will never accept as a man, right? Or as a husband, right? Okay, then or like what's it called, break dealers or so.
Deal breakers.
Deal breakers, yeah, deal breakers, right? And you know, the other thing, the most important thing is you have to talk. Just talk. And then you come to a conclusion afterwards. Is this person like fair enough, good enough for me? Do we share the same thing? Do we come from the same place? You know, even if that you have a different feelings about things, there are a lot of basic, deep stuff that you can agree about. And if you have those things intact, then your marriage have a basic, like have a very good base, foundation, right? So I'm just saying, man, there's no better thing to say. Just talk to each other.
And I
Just
think
talk, man.
on that note, I just add basically love language is very important.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, people. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What's your love language?
My love language.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I think appreciation. I don't know what like.
What are they first? What are the five?
Gifts.
First of all,
yeah.
We need to learn what our love languages.
Yeah.
Our professor.
Professor فضيلة الدكتور Professor Google. Before you Google, let me see how many I can get. Gift giving, acts of service,
Yes.
words of affirmation.
Yes.
Three. There was one more. Was it?
Physical touch.
Physical touch. Yeah.
You like
Four
that?
and
Yeah,
man, I remember that because it was there dancing, man. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's there edgy and time. Fourth.
One more.
Fifth one.
Gift. You said gift.
Yeah, I said gift. I said
You
gift.
said gift. You said words. You said physical.
Yeah.
You said spending time together.
Quality time.
Quality time. So knowing those are the five, we didn't need you back when you Google back.
Sit back down.
It's just sit down.
But the experts here.
So I can know in that usually I think they say one or two. What are your top?
Yes.
But do you know what I mean? We can run through them as many as you want.
Yeah.
Like rank a minute. What are your top ones? Start with
All my top ones.
yeah. From those that we said. Do you know what? That's five. I'd say choose two or three.
Yeah, no.
Choose two or three.
I
mean, we like all of them, I'm sure. But like,
Rank
private-
them.
but then they're
Rank
coming.
them.
yeah, the coming
rank them, yeah.
top two, top
Yeah.
three, whatever. Yeah.
No, like, for me, probably it's
Top two. You know, let's make it hard.
It's top two. What's the word? One
Describe.
no, the one acts of service.
Yeah, active service.
Like
yeah.
acts of service, because me, I'm the type of person I don't like to ask people for help.
Yeah.
Very difficult for me to say,
Yeah.
yo, I'm in trouble.
Right.
Together, like, oh, I need help together. So if someone said, you know what, I'm working. If I say I'm working something, and then they just, you know what I mean, willing to, oh, I can help with this, without me ever having to prompt them, because 99% of the time I will never ask.
Yeah.
That is, yeah, they'll, you know what I mean, that'll make me feel better.
Mm.
And the second one, obviously, is for me personally, is words of affirmation. And it's, you know what I mean, saying things that just
encourage you.
yeah, just say a few things together randomly that I don't really expect to hear, and that is my throat's very dry, you know.
With chopped onions.
That had to start on me, you know.
Yo,
It's a bit of allergy season, right?
Bit hot in here. Yeah, definitely those two, man.
Yeah.
Go on, up to you next.
Yeah, definitely for me, like quality time is very important. Like if I can't spend time with you, then it's like for me, quality time has to be up there.
Yeah.
And the second thing is what's it called? Like acts of service.
Yeah.
Like I'm not much of a affirmation and say that maybe 500 times. It don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
You understand? Maybe
It doesn't
I'm a
mean-
dagah.
But it doesn't mean to you as much as the other ones.
No, but it's not in my culture.
Yeah.
Like from what I've seen, it's
not
like
in your
You don't crave it, or you don't
I
crave
don't
it.
crave it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
understand?
that's
Like
true.
I haven't seen that at home,
Yes.
but I've seen acts of it was big. Like
Yeah.
acts of service where someone would take a bullet for you.
Yeah.
That is yani.
But then they will call you Qashin at the same
Qashin
time.
at the same time. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Do you know what I mean? But and the fact
Yeah.
that you can spend quality time and silence. Like that whole. I can sit down with someone and not say nothing. Just sit there and enjoy their company. Do you know what I mean? It's just there.
agree with you, man.
Do you know what I mean? And not feel awkward.
Yeah.
You understand? They're the,
Just be sustained by the presence.
yeah, just that quality time.
Jeez, man on it today, bro. Man goes
Smile!
sustained by the presence. I'm finished.
It's me, man.
Yeah, it's you,
I'm
bro.
all five, man.
Huh?
I'm a complex man.
He said, you can't give me enough love. I have to prioritize too.
Alright, okay, and well, I'm a physical touch.
Yeah.
And second is it's not you, okay? And physical touch, and second one, active service. So, yeah.
Okay. I'd say acts of service and quality time. Yeah.
Twinsies.
Come on. Yeah, nah, it's
When one's not getting quality time, you know, the other one's.
Do you know what I mean?
It's quite together, yeah.
Because I hear what you're saying, Jibril, about active service, because I think it's like, I don't want to generalize and say the guy thing, but I do think we tend to be more, I'll put my head down and let me just deal with my shit myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I've got a problem, let me bang my head at this problem until I can solve it.
Well, I can't solve it.
Or do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Do you know what I mean? So it's like if I can't solve it myself, it's not meant to be solved.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Ain't happening.
Do you know what I mean? It's like we like to think we're logical and rational, but the logical and rational thing would be to ask for help.
Yes.
If you can't deal with something on your own.
You
do
have
know
to
what I mean?
learn that. Right?
But you have to learn that.
You have
Do
to
you know what I
learn
mean?
that.
So in that, as much as we like to claim we're logical, rational, we're very dumb when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're very, very dumb, and we can't accept the reality of A, that we need help, and B, there's nothing wrong with asking for help.
Yeah, it's not
Do
wrong.
you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong. It's not an admission of guilt or
Yeah.
weakness. You know what I mean? But it's something you have to really internalize. I say that shit, but I still find it difficult to do. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't know.
So like Jibril, like you said, so when people do that for me, that's like it means something to me.
Especially when you haven't asked for it.
100%.
Because I feel like, me in general, but it's like, if I ask for help, back in my mind, I'm making a note of, okay, you know what, I asked for help. Even though, like, it's not valid, it could be my siblings or my friends, whatever, like, I owe them one. Do you get it? And obviously, you know what I mean, it shouldn't be like that. It should be very, like, free-flowing, you understand? But
It's
like,
not transactional, yeah?
It's not transactional, do you get it? But in my head, I thought, you know, okay, I got an obligation for that. And if for you to do something for me and I don't have the obligation, transcends everything. You know, so that source everything.
It's weird. I feel the same way about, I like acts of service, but it's not because I don't like asking. You understand? I'm comfortable with asking.
Right.
Like, even though I'm the eldest in my family, you know how people used to be like, can't ask my mum and dad for money, like, I can't do this, I can't do it. I would ask, like, if I needed it, I'd be like, Dad, can I have this? Or Mum, can I have this? Or if I'm comfortable with a friend, I was like, can you do me a favor and do this? And I don't feel like I'm grateful, but if we have that bond, like, if I have a close friend, I don't feel like I owe them something, they owe me something. It's not transactional. It's like, I've got something to offer, they have something to offer. And we're friends because we have that bond.
No,
do you get it?
And we genuinely like each other.
And we genuinely like each other. Do you get it? You don't pretend like you like this individual.
Yeah.
Like, because, I don't know, I'm very cutthroat in terms of cutting friends off.
Yes.
I can do it easily. Do you get it? Because if I don't see faida in you, if I don't see benefit in you, then, or if I give you that trust, because it's all got calculations for when it comes to men, right? Like, you feel like, you know what, you bond, you spend quality time, you're on the same wavelength, whatever, the same life experiences, you're in the same situations, whatever. They have access, and access increases over time. Then they get all access. Trust.
You build your relationship together.
And once you use that against me to take advantage, it's wrong. But that's it. For me, you can never come back from it.
Trust, bro.
Do you know, I wouldn't even say that's wrong. Your approach might be a bit more final than other people, but I don't think it's a wrong thing. You know, if gaining someone's trust, I think, the way we view friendship is a bit too cavalier, to be honest. It's not a small thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think friendship, it's not a very cavalier thing. You know, it's not a small thing. It's not a light thing. Letting people into your trust and creating a space where, a privileged space where you allow yourself to be open and vulnerable with a person, that's not a small thing. It's not a light thing. It's not something that comes easy, nor should it be. It should be a privilege to be allowed into someone's trust, you know? I think we need to find a balance between the two, between being too closed up or too open, you know? They're both bad. So finding a balance, which means that you are open but with the right people, means that it's a privilege to be allowed into that space.
Yeah.
And if people are violating that privilege, then you have every right to do what you need to do to protect the sanctity of that space.
Yeah.
Because that space it's a sacred space. It's not yani the friendship is one of the things that the greatest of polymaths and scholars and men of knowledge across all faiths, across all backgrounds, and across all time talk about nearly as much as love.
Yes.
It's a very close second.
Yeah.
Because friendship is not a small thing.
No, it's not.
Who you are is determined by who your friends are.
Yeah.
We know that in our religion.
Yes.
We know that in our culture.
Yeah.
We know that within every medium of understanding that we have as people. We know friendship is incredibly important. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it's an extreme thing, to be honest.
I think you have like you have friends and you have friends. You understand?
Yeah, people that you know. Yeah.
So like Liban, yes, come out of your comfort zone, have friends everywhere.
Yes.
You know, get to know people, be adaptable,
Yes.
be friendly, right? But friends, yeah, it's those people you
With 3 E's, not
with
one.
3 E's.
Friends.
And with a Z in there.
Italics.
Yeah. They're the ones that you've also given full access and full trust.
Yeah.
You understand?
I know that.
Because we don't give full access and full trust worldwide, do we?
Yes.
Do we?
You do?
Bro, of course, man.
But it's like so certain group of friends that like you'll catch up with them, you talk about life and whatever, blah blah. But and important things in your life, nah.
For friends.
Do you get you? Yeah, and you can sit down in a lounge in your living room and think, you know what? Let's talk for 3-4 hours.
Yes.
They will leave full,
Yes.
but you didn't give them anything.
Man, I had.
Do you know what I mean?
Last man, I had a guy, like we were friends. He thought that my name was Mohammed. Like when we like meet each other in the street, right? Like we were like, oh my, how am I? Like yeah, Mohammed said hi, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, I never corrected him. I don't know why he called me Mohammed.
And then you're friends with 3 E's, yeah? You're friends with 3 E's.
Yeah.
The first when you will stop a conversation somewhere, and when you pick up that conversation, maybe 7 months later, it will be from where you left it off. So how's the debt going, by the way? Do you know what I mean? Like blah blah. What are you gonna do about this home renovation? Blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? It's meaningful.
Stuff,
All the superficial stuff is for the banter and the tea and when the mandem are around. And when I say with the mandem, I mean the big friendship circle. And the Jumla Tafari, everyone in the. Do you know what I mean? When the mandem football session, everyone's that's what the hoo-ha and the. Do you know what I mean? Everything's about. But when it's the mandem sitting down, the friends, then you talk about yo, where we're investing, bro. Like what's the new, like what's the catch up on, blah blah blah. And
what you do with your life,
what you do with your life? What's the next step? And do you know what I mean? How the kids and they're the things you talk about.
Critical conversations.
So it's hard to get cut off from my friends because I know where you are in my life. But friends, when you've got full access and you violate that, there's no coming back because trust is so hard to build, bro.
It takes a lifetime to build, but a moment,
bro. How am I gonna? How can you trust someone with your family, with your secrets, with your emotions, with your finance?
If you don't have that as a man, then how will you live with a woman, right? Our wife, right? Like you need to build yourself up. you know, man, everything is stages, man. You can't like be born and become a professor, man. You have to go through like the first, you know, walk, right? And you have to go primary school. You have to learn your A, B, C, right? And then you have to learn some math, right? That's how life is, man. And you're married, like you need to be a normal person first. Like, you know, people are not born like a full person. Every day is a learning day, right? You just need to like build your CV. Like you need to build your experience, right? Like, for example, like if you are like a teacher, for example, right? The first day that you started, right? Okay, you know the subject, right? But then you needed experience, right? You need to learn which students like this, which other students like that. What clicks this person up? Why is that person? Why does he feel like it's boring in the class, right? You have to live, right? Don't live your life just being in your room or like being in your mobile phone or social media. You have to actually live your life, right? And you have to do some haraka, man. You have to do some motion, right? And then you become better, right? You have to like better yourself every day.
With action, you can't.
With actions, yeah.
And I think on that profound point, we'll bring this session we'll bring this session to close. Boys, as per usual, thank you so much for your inputs, and you. Thank you for watching.
And
subscribe, man.
Please do like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
It's gonna help us, do this stuff more in the future. And hopefully, if we get enough likes, we'll be in a position where we can replace ABDIFATAH. Because frankly speaking, I'm fed up in this guy. Honestly, it's been a long time, and it's about time we get new blood in here. Thank you guys for watching, and as per usual, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Salman.